Most people understand the basics of financial freedom. Spend less than you earn, invest the difference, let time do the work. The concepts aren't complicated. So why do so few people actually get there? Here's the honest answer. They don't believe it's possible for them specifically. Not as an abstract idea. People love the abstract idea. But deep down, when they run their own numbers, look at their own salary, think about their own history with money, a quiet voice says, this is for other people. And that belief, that silent, unspoken conviction that financial freedom is someone else's story, is more destructive than any bad financial decision you'll ever make, because it causes you to self-sabotage before you even begin. You'll start a budget and abandon it in 3 weeks. You'll open a brokerage account and never fund it. You'll research side income ideas for months and never launch a single one. Not because the strategies don't work, but because part of you already decided they won't work for you. So how do you fix a belief problem? You don't fix it with motivation videos. You fix it with exposure to evidence. Specifically, you seek out stories of ordinary people, teachers, warehouse workers, nurses, administrative assistants who build financial freedom on incomes between $40,000 and $70,000 a year. Not tech founders, not lottery winners, regular people who made a decision and executed it over time. These stories are everywhere, and they matter because the human brain can't distinguish between what it has experienced and what it has repeatedly witnessed. When you consume enough of these stories, financial freedom stops feeling like a fantasy and starts feeling like a pattern, a repeatable, learnable pattern that someone in your exact situation has already followed. Spend 6 months immersing yourself in this evidence. Audiobooks during your commute, podcasts during your workouts, read case studies before bed instead of scrolling. The goal isn't just information. The goal is rewiring your baseline for what's normal. After 6 months of this, working until 67 will start feeling strange. Building freedom within 8 years will start feeling obvious. Here's where most people's plan falls apart before it even starts. They're chasing the wrong number. The traditional retirement model says you need roughly 25 times your annual expenses saved and invested. Spending $50,000 a year, you need $1.25 million. Spending $70,000, almost $2 million. For someone earning a median income, that number can take 25 years of aggressive saving. By the time you get there, you've sacrificed the most energetic decades of your life chasing a finish line that kept moving. But here's what changes everything. Full retirement is the wrong goal. Research from multiple universities on early retirees shows a consistent pattern. People who stop working entirely, especially driven, achievement-oriented people, experience significant drops in purpose, mental sharpness, and life satisfaction within the first year. The people who grind hardest toward financial freedom are often the exact people least suited for doing absolutely nothing. So, if the goal isn't zero work forever, the math transforms completely. The real question becomes, how much does it cost just to keep me alive each month? Not your current lifestyle, not the upgraded version you're planning, the actual baseline. Housing, transportation, food, basic insurance. For most Americans, that number lands somewhere between $2,800 and $4,000 a month, far lower than most people estimate. Now the goal shifts from save $2 million to build income streams that cover $4,000 per month without requiring a traditional job. That's $48,000 annually in covered expenses. That's a completely different problem, and it's solvable in years, not decades. The moment you reframe the goal this way, financial freedom goes from theoretical to tactical. Most people think of cutting expenses as punishment, as sacrifice, as living worse so you can live better later. That's the wrong frame entirely. Expense reduction is leverage. Every dollar you remove from your monthly baseline is a dollar you no longer need to generate from income streams. Cut your baseline from $6,000 to $3,000 a month, and you've cut the difficulty of achieving financial freedom in half. You didn't double your income, you didn't get lucky, you changed the equation. Housing is the single most powerful lever. In most American households, housing consumes between 30 and 40% of take-home pay. One strategy that consistently works: house hacking. You purchase a small multi-unit property, a duplex or triplex, using an FHA loan with as little as 3.5% down. You live in one unit and rent the others. When structured correctly, the rental income from your tenants covers the entire mortgage. Your effective housing cost drops to near zero. That's not theory, that's arithmetic, and it changes the timeline of everything. If house hacking doesn't fit your situation, other paths exist: relocating to a city with lower cost of living, downsizing aggressively, bringing in a roommate for 2 or 3 years. None of these feel glamorous. All of them are highly effective. Transportation is the second major target. The average American car payment in 2025 sits above $750 a month. Add insurance, fuel, maintenance, and you're looking at over $1,200 monthly for transportation. Instead, buy a reliable used vehicle in the $8,000 to $12,000 range in cash. Maintain it well, drive it for 4 or 5 years. The math difference over 3 years is close to $40,000, money that can be building income streams instead of funding depreciation. Food follows the same principle. Meal planning, batch cooking on weekends, eliminating routine restaurant delivery, these changes alone save most households between $400 and $600 monthly. Individually, none of these changes feel revolutionary. Combined, they can reduce your monthly expenses by 50% or more. That reduction doesn't just help you save faster, it redefines the finish line, moving it closer every single month. Your current job has a ceiling. You probably already feel it. You can work harder, get better, earn promotions, but there's a maximum. Your income is tied to hours worked multiplied by a rate someone else decided. When you stop working, the income stops. This is the fundamental structure of trading time for money, and it cannot produce financial freedom on its own. Not because you're not capable, but because the model doesn't allow it. Financial freedom requires income that doesn't stop when you do. Income that can grow without requiring proportionally more of your time. Here's the critical reframe. Your job isn't the vehicle that gets you to financial freedom. It's the fuel that buys you time to build the vehicle. Phase 1, your job covers your reduced expenses, eliminates your debt, and builds a small cash reserve. Phase 2, you use your margin, financially and in terms of time, to build something with uncapped upside. Phase 2 is where everything changes. The difference between capped income and scalable income is this: capped income pays you for hours. Scalable income pays you for value created, and value created doesn't have a clock. Consider this contrast. A freelancer billing by the hour, earning $60 an hour and working 40 additional hours generates $2,400. That same person, if they package their expertise into a course or productized service priced at outcomes rather than time, might generate $2,400 from a single transaction that took 4 hours to fulfill, or from content they created once that continues generating revenue for years. The examples are everywhere. Newsletters with paid subscribers, consulting priced on results, digital products sold repeatedly, content that earns ad revenue long after publication, software tools built once and licensed continuously. The first 1,000 hours building these things often produces very little, but somewhere around the 2,000 or 3,000 hour mark, compounding kicks in. The math stops being linear. Now, a critical point that most financial freedom content gets wrong. Financial freedom doesn't mean never working again. It means never being forced to work at something you hate again. That's a massive distinction, and it changes what you're actually building toward. If the goal is work I'd choose even if I didn't need the money, rather than no work ever, then the path becomes significantly more achievable and more sustainable. Ask yourself, if money was covered, what would you actually spend your time on? What problems do you find genuinely interesting? What kind of work gives you energy instead of draining it? The answers point directly toward what your phase 2 should look like. Most people who understand everything in this video still don't follow through.
Not because they're lazy, because execution has specific friction points that nobody talks about. The first is the idea trap. People spend months researching what type of business to start. Dropshipping, content creation, consulting, digital products, cycling endlessly through options, waiting for the perfect clarity that never comes. Here's the truth. The idea you start with is almost never the idea that ultimately works. The people who achieve financial freedom through a newsletter usually tried something else first. The successful online course creator probably abandoned 2 or 3 earlier ventures. You cannot think your way into the right direction. You can only act your way there and adjust based on real feedback. The second is the customer problem. People think, even if I built something, who would buy it? There are exactly 3 ways to get customers: create content that attracts them, run paid ads to reach them, or do direct one-to-one outreach. Every business uses some version of these 3 methods. Content creation, writing, video, audio, is the slowest but most durable of the 3. It builds trust and compounds over time. You don't need to be the world's leading expert. You need to be genuinely useful to people who are a few steps behind you on a journey you've already traveled. The third is the time excuse. You have a job. You have obligations. There's no time. This is real, but it's also resolvable. 1 focused hour per day, 5 days a week over 3 years equals roughly 750 hours of deliberate work on your phase 2. 750 focused hours in a specific direction with consistent learning and adjustment is enough to fundamentally change your income situation. Most people have that time. It's currently going to social media and television. The practical secret that separates consistent builders from people who stall is this: systems beat motivation every single time. Motivation fluctuates, systems don't. Automatic savings transfers that move money the moment your paycheck deposits. Scheduled creation blocks on your calendar that happen regardless of how you feel. Templates and processes that remove friction from the work itself. When the behavior is automatic, it happens consistently. When it requires a fresh decision each time, it happens only when conditions are perfect, which is never. Build the system, then trust the system. The path here isn't complicated. Reduce your baseline expenses aggressively. Identify and build towards scalable income. Develop the skills required to make that income grow. Surround yourself with people doing the same thing. Stay consistent long enough for compounding to become visible. Simple to understand, genuinely difficult to execute. Difficult not because it requires special talent, but because it requires sustained, deliberate effort in a direction most people around you won't understand or support. 3 to 7 years of intentional execution can produce decades of freedom. The compounding, both financial and in terms of skills, becomes undeniable eventually. But most people quit before it becomes visible. The people who make it aren't smarter, they aren't luckier, they just kept going longer than everyone who stopped. Now it's your turn to start.